Well, let me put it in two ways, Jeffrey. Looking backwards, they are like the cat that's got the cream. It has worked stunningly. Looking forward, they are really, really concerned. This is the deal originally, basically. This is the deal. Plus, you can see 2 dates on there. We were in OPEC for both of these events in Vienna, but the latter one, of course, was an extension to the current deal, which they go on about, which is the Declaration of Cooperation, which is unprecedented in terms of compliance. Let's be honest about it. When they first came up with this deal, plus Russia, who honestly thought that they would actually comply to this? And compliance has been absolutely stunning. That's why we have these JMMC meetings, to keep an eye on who's complying and who's not. Now, there have been certain factors that have really worked in their favour. The fact that the Venezuelan oil production has utterly imploded under all kinds of reasons, but it's around about half what it could be and it's trading at 30-year lows as well. So that's helped them quite a lot as well. But the plan has worked because it was, one, to take these inventories off that you just mentioned, and two, to get the price up. Well, let's face it, we were $44 a barrel. Now we're around about $74 a barrel. We had excesses, as you mentioned, of 340 million barrels of OECD reserves above the 5-year average. Now they are at the 5-year average, and mission accomplished is what the IEA said. But is it now about price? Is it about price for Saudi? And we'll talk about why it might be priced for Saudi in a moment after we hear from the oil minister, who I called a couple of words with, literally a couple of words with last night. Thank you very much indeed for inviting us. Thank you very much. It's fantastic. My first time, sir. Thank you. Looking forward to tomorrow, sir?
Of course. Everybody is.
Things are in quite a good state for Saudi at the moment, so are you happy with the price?
We're not here to talk price. We're looking at fundamentals, and that's the topic of the meeting tomorrow.
Thank you very much, sir.
And we'll let you know after the meeting.
Thank you, sir. Nice to see you.
Enjoy Jeddah.
Thank you. Thank you. See, I think we are thinking about price beneath the surface. No one at OPEC will tell you, I want it to be this price. I want it to be $60, $70, $80, $100. But we know that the Aramco IPO is delayed. We know that Mohammed bin Salman is expecting a higher price, near $2 trillion for that as well. How are they going to get that? Well, possibly with a higher oil price as well. So although the fundamentals have massively improved in terms of the broader supply and demand in the oil market, the question remains, why would the deal still continue if indeed they have, as Reuters says, as the IEA says, as pretty much OPEC thinks more generally, the inventory excess has gone. So is it about price now? Is there a price target? And it's something we've talked about for years here at OPEC as well. Now, I spoke to actually the longest serving oil minister in the business. His name's Mohammed bin Hamid Al Rumi. Now, he's the Omani oil minister, and we spoke to him first on CNBC yesterday. And I said to him, is this about getting the price to $100? Let's listen in.
Well, you're talking about $100. Nobody else is talking about $100. And 70 is not near 100, by the way. If we were at 90, yes, I think we're a long way. I don't think we need to overreact and talk about $100 scenario. $70, I think, is subject to fluctuation. I think 65 to 75 is more realistic number for the rest of the year, but there are so many factors that could change that.
Is there such thing as a fair price for producers and consumers, from Mr. Al-Badri to Mr. Khalil to Mr. Naimi? Over the years, I've heard different levels from different ministers and different OPEC presidents. Is there a fair level in 2018 for consumers and producers?
It's a tough one, really. Production cost varies from place to place, type of oil. It's very difficult to put a number. Our economic needs for producer exporters vary from country to country. So if you ask all 24 of us who signed that declaration of cooperation, probably get 24 different prices or fair prices, if we want to be honest. In my opinion, where we are is not too bad, and we can live with it. 65 to 75, give or take a few dollars here and there. For foreseeable future, but it all depends really.
And just one more, if I may. There are some who are saying you may have won on price, but actually you're losing on market share, or at least OPEC is losing on market share. What do you feel about those kind of comments?
I don't believe in market share. Yeah, I know others do, but I don't believe in market share. Market share is something that Nokia and Apple should worry about. Yeah, because they're producing different products. We have the same product. It's too complicated, I think. I would rather produce half what I'm producing at $70 than producing twice as much as I'm producing today and sell it for $30, but I get 80% of the market share. It doesn't mean much to me. So to me, actually, it's the final number. The final, actually, revenue that I get is more important. than the percentage of market share. But maybe others have a different view on that.
That was Mohammed bin Hamad Al Rumi, the Omani oil minister, longest-serving oil minister in the business, actually, after Mr. Naimi obviously quit a couple of years ago, talking yesterday. And here's the thing that Mr. Draghi might never have to worry about, the exit strategy, because the fact of the matter is they've succeeded in what their initial goals were. What next? And, of course, chaos on the oil markets, if they do pull out, if everyone does go full tilt again, that is a big question. So I think what is more likely to happen is they're going to change the terms of engagement and probably go forward with the June meeting, because this isn't the full OPEC, don't forget, the June meeting, and say we're going to potentially continue beyond the end of 2018.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.